Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Exos Delta pendant 188100. It's also short enough that this can be a semi-flush, and I think it would be a really wonderful one at that. Let's get into the size of the fixture body itself, and that's going to be independent of what it's hanging from. The rod's above 4.2 inches high, so it's about yay big. And this is a triangle, so you've got 8 by 8 by 8. The overall height, now we're talking about the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling itself, has a range 7.2 at its shortest, 52.2 at its longest. If you need this to be longer than the long, send me an email. Say you're looking at the 188100. Tell me what you're looking for. Say you're looking for 96 inches or 112 inches overall height. I'm going to take your email, I'm going to send it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department. It'll come back with an answer. Most likely we'll be able to take care of you because we do this every day. Adds a little time and money, but it's not a big deal, so don't be afraid to ask. It's always free to ask, right? Why don't we get into how this all goes together? And you are going to be getting a series of these to start off with. So you're going to be getting these pieces that are rods with threading on the ends, both ends, and then what you have in between is called a connector. Okay, so you got a connector here. You're going to be getting 3 of the 12s, 1 of the 6, and 1 of the 3, and then a bunch of little connectors to put them all together. You'll use different combinations of these to get you what you need, and they're very simple to use. How we can go about looking at this more in detail is we can look at the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So check that out with me. It's going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you how it all goes together, which is super easy. It's going to show you schematic and drawings of the inside of this canopy. So take advantage of those. Those are on every page of our site. So let's talk about how you put this together. So once you get all your parts out, you're going to be putting 2 nice fluffy bath towels end to end, either on a counter or on a long dining room table. You're going to put the part that has the glass and the socket on one end. You're not going to put the glass in until the very end once you get this up, but for now, you're going to put the glass off to the side. So we know sockets on one end. You're going to put all of your little parts out and lay them out on your towel there. So you're going to have a pipe and a connector and a pipe and a connector, and then you're finally going to end up with your canopy on one end of this, and you're just going to feed those wires through all these little parts, and then when you're done, all you're going to do is you're going to just screw them together just like this. And look at that, it makes almost a seamless look. It's a great look that you don't even barely see it. It's really hard to see sometimes. Anyway, so at the end of this is going to be your canopy, and the canopy that's going to go on the ceiling is going to be slightly domed. It's got a back bracket that's going to go over your 4-inch junction box, and it's slope ceiling adaptable already to 45 degrees. So if you guys have a cathedral ceiling with a slope, you don't have to worry about it. It's already set up. This is 5 inches round in diameter. These are generally 4 inches. This is what you guys should have on your ceiling there. So it all works out just ducky. Why don't we get into glass really quick, and then we'll finish up with socket and bulbs. Glass on this, you're going to have 3 different variations of the glass. The glass on this is basically, if you've ever seen the glass that's used to make stained glass windows, it's that kind of quality. I think it's made in Connecticut. Really, really pretty glass. So you're going to have amber swirl, which is kind of like a butterscotch to me. You're going to have white, which has got a bit of a swirl in it too. And you're going to have topaz. And people love topaz, but I want to make sure that you guys know that when topaz is off, it's a dark root beer color. When it's on, it has almost like an intense setting sun look. So it's important to kind of know what your needs are. The bottom of this is open and the top of this is open, so you get a lot of light out of it going up and down. And if you're not dependent on the light coming through it, then topaz is great. Plus, people just love that glass anyway. But they also like the opal glass on this. I'm sorry, the white art glass, not opal, and the amber swirl. They all look great. So that's that. Why don't we talk about what's going to go inside of this? And you have a G9 socket. In the old days, these used to be called G9 halogen sockets because that's all that was available for them. You can still use up to a 60-watt G9 halogen, and these just push right in, just like that. So it's super simple. You'll notice these have little loops on the end. Sometimes they're wire, sometimes they're actually metal tabs, like that. So all kinds of different bulbs you can use. Like I said, you're up to a 60-watt tops for halogen. When you get into LEDs, you can do whatever you like. So, and a couple other things. If you're going to be using the halogen bulb on this, and automatically this is going to come with this. This is a bulb shield. And the idea of a bulb shield is you're going to be putting your halogen bulb in there, and you may even put in a clear one. They come clear and frosted. This is frosted. It has a retaining ring on there, and it basically is going to go over, oops, put it on there, you. It's going to go over your socket like that, and it just kind of acts as a diffuser so you don't see the bulb. And it doesn't really do much other than that. And it keeps dust off halogen bulbs. Halogen bulbs can be finicky. They don't like oil from your hands, and they don't like dust. So that's what this is for. So this is going to be automatically in there. If you guys are doing LEDs, you know, you don't have to use this. It doesn't really do much else. LEDs on this are easy to get. We get them on Amazon, and I would look at them on a computer, like a big screen, and just put in G9 LED light bulb, and up pops a whole big roster of things for you to look at. The ones with the orange inside them, these guys right here, these are called phosphorus LEDs. The ones that look like corn cobs are called cob LEDs. It's really up to you what you guys get. And it goes back to what your lighting needs are too. This is a 60 watt equivalent. This is a 60 watt equivalent. The smaller version is a 40 watt equivalent. This is a 75 watt equivalent. It'll tell you how many lumens, what the equivalent is on the page, in the watts. As far as like most of these are going to be like 4, 5, 6 watts max. I go for dimmable LEDs when I buy them. You should too. It's a dimmable fixture. And the color of light coming out of these things is super important. You know, you'll see that the whole thing is going to be listed with different Kelvin options. So you're going to have some of these bulbs are going to be available with 2700 Kelvin. That's a super yellow light. Way on the other side of that is called daylight, and that's going to be it sounds like a warm light. It's not a warm light. That's like a cold hospital waiting room light. That's 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 Kelvin on that scale. I don't think that would be great coming out of this fixture. I would think would be great would be 3,000 Kelvin. 3,000 Kelvin looks like the light from an incandescent bulb we all grew up with. It's called warm white. And this light coming down in my hands from here, this is a warm white 3,000 Kelvin LED. So that's pretty much my choice. So, you know, depending on what you want to look at. And mind you, if the LED is short enough, it actually will fit inside of this thing too. So maybe you don't even want to look at your LED and you still want to use this. It's totally up to you when you have LEDs about using this, like I said. But when you get into these things, my choice is probably going to be a 3,000 Kelvin, 60 watt or 75 watt dimmable LED. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So, guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.